So good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning.
All right. So let's start with what the confusion was about. Why did the DA take the SABC to court?
Apparently, the DA alleges that there was an agreement that the SABC will air the DA Congress live on SABC2. The SABC denied that there was such an agreement. Actually, the SABC says that their understanding has always been that the Congress will be aired on 404, Channel 404, until 2 days ago when this confusion emerged. And unfortunately, yesterday we were served with urgent court papers forcing the SABC to air the Congress exclusively on SABC2. Now, the court papers came at 12:15. They were served at 12:15 and we were required to be in court at 2. We could not make it, and we started consulting at 2:30 with the team that was available. Now, unfortunately, as you will understand that it was a Friday, preceding the weekend, and the people were not available. Some of the people, the role players of the so-called agreement, were not conductable. They were not available. Some are based in PE, so we could not, on those papers, proffer a complete answer to the allegations that the DA, was preferring. And on that basis, we had to concede that the DA was entitled to what it was asking for. Not because the DA had preferred a case that the SABC could not meet, but because the answers that we could provide could not, sufficiently, deal with the allegations that they were making because of the time constraints. Okay,
so what happens now? The SABC has conceded. What happens now?
The DA has gotten what it wanted. The SABC has got to air the Congress in terms asked for by the DA. Their notice of motion, that is in their court papers.
And in terms of the time constraints as well, the Congress is on a Saturday. The papers are filed on a Friday. What else could have been done, to avoid the situation or to avoid a similar situation in the future?
There isn't much. Look, urgent court applications are provided for in law. So it's called, in simple terms, an extraordinary measure that is available to litigants. So we could only, prefer the answer that we could do. Otherwise, beyond that, we could not do anything because, as I say, most of the role players were not available. Some were not even conductable. So we could not really, do more than we did.
And what is the implication of that outcome?
The implication is that the parties, as I said, it got into an agreement. And that agreement was made an order of the court. There's a difference now between an agreement, a settlement agreement, and a judgment. This is not a judgment. In other words, it will not attract, it's not going to constitute a precedent. Now, we cannot now expect that another, say, chicken party is going to come and say, because the DA was granted exclusive, airing on SABC2, now we demand that as well. No, there is no precedent as such. The SABC will still be entitled to challenge that. So, in other words, it doesn't constitute a precedent. It's an agreement, which agreement was, of course, because the matter was already before court, it was made an order of the court. It is not a judgment. All
right. So, thank you so much for talking to us. SABC attorney Tukela Ningiza talking to us, trying to clear, the confusion regarding the DA Congress. Remember, we continue to broadcast it as it is now. SABC must also broadcast some part of the Congress live on the terrestrial channel SABC2. The court ruled that the opening ceremony be covered live from 10:30 to 12:30 on SABC2. We have been crossing to Tammy Dixon, our reporter in Port Elizabeth. The live broadcast was in fact planned before the DA took the SABC to court over the matter, so it will continue as planned. There you have shots there on your screen regarding what is going on in Port Elizabeth, so we will continue as it stands at the moment. Now, we will cross to Tammy Dixon a little later on the program. Let me see if we can cross to him at the moment. Okay, maybe not. Now, President